can't take the canopy down. Slightly drizzling. I mean, it's not. It's damp. I'm just on the north side of Leighton Buzzard, and I'm going to go to the south side of Leighton Buzzard. I think it's about 20 minutes max. It's also quite a funny time for canal network and canal community at the moment, because major parts of the canal is actually closed because it's a drought. I can't say that. So there's not enough water for the system. So a lot of people up north, especially up north, I saw like marinas in Birmingham, I think, that were just, the boats are just on the soil, like on the ground. It's not as bad in the south, but because I had to, you know, Northampton and Stokebrew, those flights of locks were all on scheduled openings because they're trying to reduce the amount of water. So I have, you know, I've experienced it, but not as bad as people up there. These are residential moorings, which doesn't actually say on the map. That is the water point. I'm stopping first. This is actually the Tesco moorings, so I might go shop too. Okay, it wasn't a water point. The map does say that there's 2 water points, but it's okay because I stopped and went to the shop instead. But water point is just around the bend, so just filled up water, met a lovely couple. They'd only been on the boat for 3 weeks. You can just already see their stern. So I just got chatting to them about boat life. We'd actually met, yeah, that was what it was. So we'd actually met each other previously in Stoke Brewer. I'm just going to call it Stoke Brew. When I came out of the tunnel and I moored up and a boat that was after me came out, I said, did the guy, because that's when the guy pretty much crashed into me because he refused to go to his right, like he was driving on the right, on my right, like what the fuck. I asked them, did he crash into you guys too? Did you also have to reverse? And they said no. And then we were now chatting for what, half an hour before we were sort of saying, oh yeah, we went into the tunnel, and they were like, it's you! And we both screamed out, oh my god, we've met! So that was funny. But yeah, no, he didn't crash into them. He seemed to have behaved themselves after my stern talking to him. Okay, it's busier here than I thought. This spot is not big enough for me. But after that green boat, there looks to be a spot that might be, yeah, it's definitely big enough. So I just hope there's no shopping trolley or anything. Malleting, is that what it's called? Hammering around those pins really is the most exhausting part of boating. And when I saw that it was not the ones that I can use the nappy pins for, I cried a bit. Anyway, found a spot just south next to Veriditas. Is now, I haven't done this in a while, when you're parallel parked between 2 boats, so just going to make sure I have enough space in front so that I don't bump into them. Feeling a little shaky. It's now 12:30 and I think I should be going through 4 locks today. I was baking this morning, so I had to wait until that was finished anyway, but I was like, oh, I don't feel like 4 locks alone today. So hopefully if that person is going through, at least one of them with me, that'd be good. So hot. I mean, we're at the end of August now. This is the 26th of August, and it's, I don't know how many degrees, but it feels like 30. The next coming days is actually going to be raining and cloudy and cold. So if I can just do as much as possible today before the rain starts. I don't mind, you know, driving in damp conditions. No, like a slight drizzle doesn't matter. If it's warm anyway, and you put a jacket on. Famous, infamous trash barge, rubbish barge. Oh, this one they've actually done, because the other ones that I've seen in London, they you just throw it straight into the barge and it looks absolutely messy. And I'm like, how do you get it out? Because you can't tip the boat, like, right? You need to use like a hook of sorts. But in this one, they've used like a liner, so it's much easier to get all the crap out. The other boat must have zoomed past all of these boats, so they assume they're not waiting for me. They probably didn't see me, so that seems like I'll be doing, even though we're right next to each other, we'll be doing them all by ourselves. Well, you know, who knows, they might be waiting for me. Well, that was really nice. First they did wait. I don't know if they were waiting, but they probably had to empty the lock, so it took a while anyways. As I left, someone was coming into the lock, and then they were actually just going to the pump out and then turning around again. What does this mean? Like, CRT's taped 2 meters of towpath. I mean, you can't even moor there, because I mean, look at the towpath. That's not safe. Anyway, so only idiots would do that. So why stop the idiots from learning a lesson? The question is, those rocks, did CRT put them there to stop people mooring, or is that what they're trying to stop people mooring onto because it's dangerous? But there's no tape there. A ski box is such a great idea. Like, look at it. It's not too tall. It's made for transport, and we've got a boat coming through. I don't know what's happening here. So I don't quite know why they were moored up. So the bow rope was on the bollard on the lock landing, which I think is bad form, personally, unless an emergency, you know. Okay, so we push. Come on. Oh, it should be ready. What the fuck? Oh, give it a weaker lock. Let's just... Very cute though. 1916. And a church. I don't know what that is. It's got a church vibe to it. Literally the second lock, I'm already exhausted, and I barely did the first one. So that's the ground paddle in the back. I really do like this about the river. No, it's not the river, the Grand Union. You've got this that is supposed to be a bit safer to start with because it's coming out from under here rather than crossing out here. So as you can see, he's clearly not dancing around as much as he normally is. So then when that's pretty much gone up to above the waterfall here, the locks, the leaky paddles, I can start this, which is also exciting because it's actually got 2 paddles. Well, it's got 4 in total. And because I'm not doing the ground paddle on the other side, I probably should do that, but again, effort. I'm gonna just open this gate when I'm going out. So because I'm doing all of this alone, I might as well just do this and take it slow. Whee! This is so controlled. That is Grove Church Lock, so it is a church, or has been, or will be. We are here, and we're going to Slapton Lock. Part of me is wishing that I could do this full time, that I didn't have to think about, oh, I need to be there, I need to be there, you know, I need to get going. Like, if I didn't have to go to London before winter, or like, and also because my friends and slash community, like life is in London, so I want to get to London. But this thing of like having to go somewhere, being near train stations and all of that is quite exhausting, because you can't just, the whole point with boating, it's to be able to go and do anything, you know, and be free in terms of like, oh, I didn't make it to the station today, but it doesn't matter because I don't need to go anywhere, or like I don't need a shop today because I'm, you know, you plan. If you can just like do a big chop every week, or you know, you don't need to be close to a shop if you know that you're going to live this way. But how I'm like is a little bit annoying, because I have this great opportunity to travel down here, see the sights, which I have done. I'm just doing it, I'm not doing it express speed, you know. I've been doing this since, yeah, so it's 26th of August, and I've been doing this since 1st of June is when I picked her up from the marina, and then I haven't been on her, you know, every day or every week even, you know. I had even like 2 weeks off working in London or being on the other boat. Good news that the other boat is sold, so I don't need to deal with moving that one anymore, because that added another layer of stress. That is 2 boats now that's come out of the downstream side of the lock, as in my side, just before I've approached the lock. So they obviously can't see me coming, because both sides it's been like a bend. Because if they'd seen me, they could have kept the gates open. So that's a bit of annoying, but that's just bad timing. A bit in the past, I was going through I was going through the 3 locks somewhere, I can't remember where it was, so I'll put it in here. Anyway, there were CRT people, volunteers helping, and the gal, she only opened one of the doors, and I thought, as a professional, I thought you should be doing both of them, and I was a bit like, and I still stand by, if you're volunteering you should probably do everything like properly. But now I'm about to go in with just the one door open, and my But my argument is that I'm a solo boater and I need to save my energy. And if the CRT are allowed to do it, the volunteers, why can't I do it? I'm gonna go like this. Problem I've got, which has nothing to do with gates, is that the ladder, for some reason compared to the mean, is on the opposite side, as in it's too far front on this side. I would rather have it a bit further back so it's easy to get to. So I should be doing the left side on this one. Here. This is another nice lock. It feels quite, what is that word? Desolate? Is desolate a word? I don't know if that's a word actually. It feels quite far away from civilization. Although you obviously got some boats. But are boats part of the civilization? I don't think some of the boats want to be part of the civilization. That is Leighton Lock done. In normal boating life, every time you pass a water point you fill up water, because that's just, you never know when the next one is. But because I'm going quite fast, there's quite a few water points that I'm passing all the time, so there's no point in filling when I have barely used my water, you know. You know, I said I woke up today and I wasn't feeling it. It's actually quite delightful, but I was just going to say that when the sun's behind the clouds, it's optimal cruising weather. So unfortunately the sun it's just behind a tree right now, but there we go. She just came out again, so it's a little bit hot when she's out. So if she could just cover herself up a bit, that'd be good for everyone. Funny because it doesn't feel like it's ages ago that I was in Overton Lake, or whatever way you pronounce it, where the water was so see-through, you know, it was pretty much inviting you for a dip. This water, when I was in the weed hatch earlier, my hand came out brown. It's disgusting. And I will say, to a skiing veteran, you might not be able to see it, this looks like ski slopes, like a slalom alpine hill. But I would be surprised if it was. Leighton Lock. Double arch. Nice. So this is a fun one. Please leave this lock empty after use and leave one bottom paddle up. So I could actually moor up there, in front of that cruiser, potentially. Fun. working boat and the lock. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for today. So how many hours was that? Let's have a look. Also, I smashed my watch. It's 4. So 4, I started 12:30, 3.5 hour. It's good work. 4 locks, 3.5 hour. Last one CRT half helped with, although he was only there to rake away the weeds that were clogging up the weir. So they actually want to remove water from this side and get it through, because apparently there's not much water. Please. Hi. Hi, kom då. Hi.